is the basket to a Civil War sword. Okay, so we are back on the river today, and I think I picked the most gnarly river and spot to come to. This is a Civil War mini ball. I was hoping it'd be dropped to help reinforce that that could be Civil War iron there. I'm pretty sure it is, but it is a fired mini ball. You can see the rifling grooves cut into the side there. See those little like lines going the length of the bullet, and it's a little bit deformed. So that's definitely a fired mini ball. Really feeling really good. There's a lot of little pieces of iron in here, and I got a couple small square nails. So I'm feeling pretty good about this area right in here. This might have been pretty, you know, freshly washed out, at least since it's been dug a lot by me back in the day. So this isn't the most amazing thing I've ever found, but it's some type of latch or hook or something. Looks like there might have been a strap that went through there, and it has a hooky end on it. We'll get that cleaned up a little bit. I don't recognize it as a particular piece of Civil War hardware, but it very well could be. Taking a lot of pieces of traps and stuff in here. Let me show you real quick. Pieces of traps like this. This is the top jaws to a leg hole trap. And found quite a few of these in here so far. Something's chewing on my leg. Yeah, I just wanted to show you that little hooky thing, just in case it turns out to be something good. All right, let's keep going. What do you say? I want to show you something kind of interesting that's not metal detecting related, but you know, it's wildlife. As I'm going along through here, I'm noticing all these little piles of shells. These pile of shells on that rock. And over here on the bank, you can see there's a bunch of shells there. A pile of shells there, a little pile of shells there. And typically what that is muskrats. Muskrats love those things. And they swim around underwater and get the little clams. The clam shells is what they are, mussel shells. And they bring them back to the bank and they break them open and eat the inside. So you'll see little piles of these shells everywhere. Now there may be other animals that eat those things, but I know muskrats do for sure. But I just thought I'd point that out to you. And guess what? Muskrats can carry rabies just like beavers. So if you get a muskrat coming after you, normally they're very friendly. But if it comes after you with a just be wary. Just dug something kind of interesting that I want to share with you. Now, in this area right here, there's a lot of fired modern bullets, little tiny ones. And I've dug like half a dozen just from the last few feet. That's a copper jacketed one, and that's like a 22. But I just dug this mini ball right in the middle of them. And it is a freaking weird one. Let me get you some light on it. Now, I can tell that it's fired because if you look on the side there, you can see those little lines going up that way, you know, long ways. But the top is very, very strange. Now, you'd think that maybe that was done when they were loading it with a ramrod, and I've seen that done. Or maybe they loaded two of them, and this was like one, and they had one on top that they fired. But that little nubbin on the end just doesn't look right for that. I've never seen... Unless they fired it into the base of a Williams cleaner that they had taken the plug out of. That's a possibility right there. We'll have to measure that. When we, I'll try to do that if I remember it before I edit the video. I'll get a Williams cleaner and see if that little nubbin sticks up in the bottom of it. It's definitely a fired bullet. It's not fired like a normal double load or with a ramrod mark. I know that for sure. Something else is going on, and it could be a Williams cleaner. That'd be interesting. I've never found one like that. The water actually looks like it's clearer now than it was when we started this morning, so we might get a little underwater action before the day's over. Just like a foot or so up from it, I got another one that's very similar. Now that one isn't so pronounced on the tip, but it does have that same type of little thing, so it might just be some type of weird double load. I don't know. I've never seen one like it though. Those are definitely kind of unique, at least for my collection. I will keep digging around and see if we can find some more. A nice little surprise from right there. I figured these rocky areas would be completely dug out, but I guess there's so many 22 bullets in here. People haven't dug all the signals, but this is a little pistol bullet. You can see the sprue mark on it. That's where it was poured. You can see this little slice in it. And the reason a soldier would do that is to make a fishing weight out of it, you know, a sinker. So this is probably somebody's little fishing weight that they used. That's kind of cool. See some tracks going up on the bank. Those old raccoons. Oh, awesome. Right there. But there's lots of little 22 bullets in here too. So that's why they probably didn't dig this. This just sounded a little bit bigger to me. So I just gave it a shot just to take a chance. So I think we may have a really good find, or, well, something not so good. It's going along. I got a decent iron hit. Not the best, but I was hoping it could be an artillery shell, and I think it is. It's either an artillery shell or something that has equal like mass. I have not pulled it up yet, but it is stuck to my pick, hopefully. It's kind of under that log. That's why didn't I get the camera out? Okay, here we go. It's loose. Ooh, I don't know. It's gonna be a small one if it is. Is it? Is it? No, it's an oil filter. I think it's gonna be a genuine oil filter. You know, actually, I don't know what that is. It's not an artillery shell, but sure did kind of feel like it when I first put my hands on it. It's, yeah, it's kind of like an oil filter type thing off a tractor, I guess. Because it's got a big square nut on it. I don't know what else. Maybe a hub off or something. I don't know. I'm not sure what it is, but it's not an artillery shell, but it gives me hope because that's a beautiful signal and that should have been dug. And if not by me 10 years ago, certainly by people who have been here since then. Don't give up yet, okay? Just don't give up yet. For an artillery shell, that is. These little things swimming up here, they're either baby snakes or baby eels. I scared them back there and they got up in front of me. I don't know if we'll actually see them again, but I wanted to try to show them to you. Yeah, they're gone. I think they might have been baby eels or baby snakes. Just found another mini ball right where I was looking for the baby snakes or baby eels. Oh, look, you can see how the barrel formed that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like 7. Is it 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Definitely fired from a distance. Awesome. Baby snakes. Guess baby snakes brought me good luck. Hope I don't see him again. Well, I just found another bullet. It's a fired mini ball. Kind of reminds me of the others, but not as much so. Weird little thing on the top too, so I'm not sure about that. Might just be the way they're made. I did want to show you this. Anytime you see a stick like this, you know, on a river or creek or whatever, and it's got like little chew marks on the end, like there and there, that tells you that there's beavers about. Usually the first thing you'll see is a stick like this, or maybe where they cut down a tree or something, you know, with their teeth along the bank, but it's usually a stick. That's a good way to tell if there's beaver about. A nice little sound there, a squeaker, and I went ahead and dug it up because I figured it's probably another fence staple, but it is a watch, a wrist watch. I don't know how long it's been in there, but with that patina, I'd say quite a while. Be interesting if it still works. Huh? That's pretty cool. Hope there's not an arm down in there. I better check. So this is kind of wild. That's what I found a wristwatch, and I went over the hole again, and there's another target in there. And it is this big old bowl-looking thing. It's enamelware. Don't know how old it is, but it's been there a while, I reckon. That's weird. The watch is actually underneath this. This is what I heard on the metal detector when I had the pinpointer out. The watch is what I pulled up the first time. Oh, that's kind of weird, isn't it? Yeah, that's kind of weird, man. There's a lot of iron signals right in here, and I just dug this big old chunk here. I think this is going to be like the wood stove door, like for a potbelly stove. Looks like it. You know, they'd swing that open, put the wood in, and close it. So this could be from the Civil War camps that were in the area. It may not be. But there's just a lot of iron right here, so we'll keep digging around. Now, I just wouldn't be surprised if we don't come up with like a musket or a bayonet or something like that today, because there's just a lot of nice iron signals, and I found pretty good stuff in here in the past. Yeah. I found that piece of stove that I showed you back behind that stump right there, and actually I found a bunch of pieces that were all broken up. So someone broke up a stove and threw it over the bank. So I thought I'd get you out, just in case it's an artillery shell. But down in here, a thumper of a signal. And it could be more stove. It's not reading as high as I'd like to see it for an artillery shell. That's the only problem. But it's a nice, good thumper. So it's probably going to be a piece of plow. They sound pretty good, but they don't read as high. Yeah, that's under. It's still buried, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and dig that with a pick. Well, let me just set you up. There we are, right there. Okay, I just moved it, whatever it was. I should be able to grab it with a pick. The magnet. No, that's a rock. Man, that's weird, huh? Unless it's a big old ball of aluminum or aluminum foil. Aluminum foil sounds good sometimes. I don't think it is though. There we go. You ready? I got it. See if we can get it. Not an artillery shell, unfortunately. What is it? I actually don't know yet. Oh, it's a hinge probably. No, okay, that is a that's a leg off of a stove. You see, that's a part that would be on the floor, and that would attach to like the potbelly stove. So we're finding more of it. Chances are it was thrown in here or just slightly above. The pieces are getting washed down just a little bit. That's pretty interesting though. So I'm still cruising along, trying to get a little bit of sun, and I dug a fired bullet about 10 feet below me. I didn't get the camera out, but I just dug a drop bullet right here. So that makes me a little more excited. Fired bullets are great, but you know, that soldier could have been half a mile away. Drop bullets mean that that soldier was standing right here. That's a beautiful drop bullet right there. I suspect we're going to start finding more of them, just because I'm hopeful. I hope you appreciate that. All right, let's start finding some stuff. Let's put my shirt back on before I get a little toasty. Ah, it's getting hot out here, man. Whew. So you remember when I found that fired bullet and that drop bullet together, and I said, man, I have a really good feeling we're really going to start getting on it? That was awesome, wasn't it? It's also like an hour and a half ago. Just found another bullet. And a long dry spell in between, but this is a cool one. This is a 69 caliber mini ball. And if you look at the end, it's been what they call wormed or pulled. This was the musket wouldn't fire, so what they did is they had to put the ramrod down the barrel with a little screw on the end of it, and they had to grab that with the little screw, twist it into the soft lead, and pull it out. You can see where you hit that thing 1, 2, 3, at least 4 times. That's pretty cool right there. Yeah, so just found it. So I have a feeling we're going to be on it now. Wouldn't that be awesome? It's been about another 30 minutes, and I'm not finding a whole lot until now. I actually found a piece of Civil War brass. This is what they call a triangle, believe it or not, and it's part of a knapsack rig. There's a couple of 2 or 3 different pieces that would go to a knapsack that are pretty identifiable, and the triangle portion is one of them, and then there's the J-hook and a couple of little things. But that's a good sign, because that tells me there was a knapsack here in this river at one time, and you have to wonder what was in it. Was it empty, or was it full of little gold coins? We might find out in just a minute. Well, I have good news and I have bad news for me and you. As you can tell, the sun is going down. It's down below the trees there, so we're almost out of time, because I want to get off the river before it gets dark. All right, here's the bad. Well, that's kind of the bad news. More bad news is that as I was coming up through here, I found something pretty cool, and I went to turn the camera on, and the battery was dead, so I had to charge it. And didn't get to show you it coming out of the water. We're going to show that to you now, and something else I found right after that. But keep in mind, I have like 20 more minutes we can hunt, and then we have to go. This is the second thing I found. This is a chunk of a cannonball, a chunk of iron. And I was actually looking for iron, because there's a piece of iron out there I really, really want to find. And it would be connected to this. This is awesome. This is the basket to a Civil War sword. It's brass, solid brass. It sounds really good when the machine runs over it. Oh, no, I'm gonna have to get the machine back out. And but that's all there was there. It looks like it's melted, doesn't it? I don't know if that's just the design that's kind of rotted away or melted. I'm not sure. But anyway, the rest of the sword is probably going to be there, and that would, you know, consist of the pommel, which would be brass, and the blade, which would be about 3 feet long. Now, I did look around for it for about 15 minutes, and I could not find it, but I'm not going to give up on it yet. We're going to come back and look for the rest of it. I think it's actually melted, so if that's melted, we'll take a close look at it at home. It might have just been pitched in the river from camp up on the bank, and that's very likely. So the blade may or may not be there. But that's definitely what it is. It's to a Civil War sword, man. That's awesome. I wish we had more light. I'm definitely coming back here, probably within a couple days. And we'll work our way up to this spot and keep going from here. Hopefully get an earlier start next time, because I could use about another 2 or 3 hours, I think. I'm not even where I really want to go yet. It might be around that bend, but it's not quite there. Let's give it another 20 minutes before we call it a day. It's pretty bright and sunny on that side, but the sun's actually getting kind of low, so. Oh boy, Okay, so I looked around for about another 15 or 20 minutes. I couldn't find the blade, but I found another chunk of iron. But I thought what I would do, just do a quick wrap up, show you basically what I found today. Got the sword guard, pocket knife, cannonball fragment, a bunch of bullets. 99% sure that is a Sibley stove, part of a Sibley stove. And like I said, I'll try to get the picture up for you. Some other junk, weird piece of lead there, and of course a shovel, and you saw some of that stuff there too. I got, oh well, yeah, my bag's full of stuff, but I'm pretty sure it's just all junk. So I hope you enjoyed that little adventure. I wish we would have had another 2 or 3 hours. I didn't get as early start as I had hoped to today, but we're gonna come back, not tomorrow, but maybe the next day. I don't like to come 2 days in a row anywhere, and we're going to hit it again hard. I'm really excited about this area now where we found that sword piece and the cannonball fragment, so I'm really looking forward to getting back in here. And we're gonna find some relics next time we come here. We'll see you on the next one, I hope.
From your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets she's promised to keep, hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving, where it is or what it might be. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby. I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She don't care if you're dying or if you're living or somewhere in between. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby, and I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets she's promised to keep, hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving, where it is or what it might be. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby. I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She don't care if you're dying or if you're living or somewhere in between.